So in this video, we're going to be going through how we help Sunwise Energy price over $340,000 worth of commercial projects in under 30 days. So this company, they came to us wanting more commercial jobs. They just didn't know how to get them. Within 30 days of partnering up with us, they'd priced over $340,000 worth of commercial projects. There's a screenshot here of their CRM. And basically, they were stuck doing low-ticket residential jobs, and they had no system to reach commercial property owners directly. They were relying on referrals to get commercial jobs, and that's just not predictable or scalable. So here's exactly how I helped them in three simple steps. So step one was actually building out the infrastructure. Step two was building out the lead list. And step three was launching campaigns and then converting the responses that we've got into quote requests. So into companies actually saying, yeah, I'd love a quote for solar. So we're going to be going through step one now, which is actually building out the infrastructure. And the goal of all this is to set up the foundation so we can safely send hundreds of personalized emails every single day that actually land in the inbox and not in the spam folder. So this is where we started with. We started with the domains. We assigned them 20 age domains dedicated to their campaigns. So we set up the SPF, DKIM, and DMARC records, basically all the records that we need to set up so we actually keep deliverability high and the client's main domain is never at risk. And then email accounts. So we created 60 Google Workspace inboxes, 3 inboxes per domain. They had real names, photos, and signatures, so every message that we send out looks human. And then warm-up system. So all the inboxes that we've created, these 60 inboxes, got uploaded to a warm-up tool to essentially build sender reputation before the campaigns actually launch and keep them warmed up after the campaigns go live as well. So pre-warmed infrastructure. So that whole warming up process can take at least 3 weeks to get them warmed up properly, sometimes longer. Ideally, you want to be letting your inboxes warm for 4 weeks. And we don't want our clients waiting that long. So we've already got a bank of it, over 1,000 pre-warmed email accounts that are ready to go. So instead of waiting nearly a month for the campaigns to launch, we can launch the campaigns within hours instead of waiting all that time. So that's the pre-warmed infrastructure, and then the sending platform. So all these email accounts we need to connect to our outreach tool so we can send, track, and then rotate the email addresses, basically, so we don't end up in the spam when we start sending these emails out. Safety settings. So we set different email sending times, a different signature, different account names for each email address so that no domain actually gets burnt. So all these email accounts we've set up, they've all got different names, they've all got different domain names, like 20 different domains, they've all got different signatures as well. So everything that goes out is unique. There's nothing identical going out. So numbers. We capped the sending for each account at 7 emails per inbox. So all the inbox that we've got, the 60 inboxes that we've got, results in us being able to send 420 personalized emails going out every single day for this client. And then deliverability testing. So we ran tests through Glock apps to confirm each email account is landing in the inbox before the campaigns launch. So literally before we even clicked go on the campaigns, we need to make sure that these email accounts, these pre-warmed email accounts, are actually landing in the inbox. So we use a tool to go and tell us that, basically, which goes and figures it out for us. And then monitoring. So we added the tracking for the email bounces. So as soon as the bounce rate exceeds 3%, so if we get a bounce rate above 3%, something's gone wrong, the campaign automatically pauses, and then we can analyze why and then go and actually fix the problem. And then automation. So we set up an automation so any interested leads go straight into the client CRM. So there's no manual work, no missed opportunities, and then we can track each stage of the pipeline for each individual lead. So each lead is going to pop into one section and the client can just drag it through. So we've got full visibility, they've got full visibility, and we can track everything. And then all this resulted in a bulletproof system that we've been using this is basically the system that we've been using for over 2 years that lets us scale email sending safely and land in the inbox every single time. So once the email infrastructure is in place, the next step is going to be finding the right commercial buildings to contact, which will be step 2. So step 2, building out the lead list. The goal of this is to find every single commercial building that fits the client's criteria. This client does both commercial and residential solar, but for this system, we're going to focus on any commercial business that owns or manages a building, and then we're going to find the right decision maker, clean the data, verify it, and then organize everything into different campaigns. So step 1 is going to be scraping Google Maps. We essentially put a list together of every single commercial building in their area, which hotels, warehouses, factories, offices, retail units, distribution centers, schools. We've got a list of over 4,000 keywords that we can use to essentially scrape Google Maps. So we use this big list to go and scrape everything that we can that's a good fit. Like I say, every single company in the target area got scraped, and then we use something called Apollo.io to find the decision makers at these companies that can actually approve the solar quotes. Contacting managing directors, operations directors, facilities managers, estate managers, site managers, and business owners. I've got a big list of job titles as well that we can target. And then stage 1 is going to be going onto clay.com to clean the messy company names up, remove the duplicates, standardize the whole list, and prepare the data set for further enrichment. So this is step 1. I'll go over to a website called clay.com. That essentially, the data that we get is a mess. At first, it's a mess and it needs to be cleaned up. So we upload everything into clay.com to go and essentially start cleaning the data up, so everything's going to be getting a little bit more organized so we can actually start sending emails out. And then step 2, which is also on clay.com, the mobile cleanup. So we need to clean and verify all the company numbers that we can extract so the client's got accurate numbers when following up over the phone. So when we tag something, it pops into the client CRM. It's got to have the right phone number in there. So we check it on clay.com before we even upload the list. Because the data that we get, like I say, is a mess, all the numbers are mixed up and whatnot, so we use clay.com to go and verify everything. And then stage 3, which is also on clay, we enriched the entire list, filled in the missing fields, removed incorrect locations, added the relevant business info, and improved the overall accuracy. Like some of the data that we'll pull from Google Maps or Apollo, they'll tell us it's based in a certain place, and it comes back and it's not. So we use clay.com to go out and check this. And then we need to do a quality check on this data. So AI review. So we've built a custom GPT that goes and flags the obvious issues. Like we say, the data's not always perfect. Like sometimes the names get mismatched, the company names get mismatched up, the wrong business types are in there, and then there's duplicates and there's things that don't look correct. So essentially we upload it to a custom built GPT that essentially goes and does all that for us. It goes and checks everything. If we were to do this manually, it would take a long time. So we get AI to do it first, and then a quality check stage 2. So manual human overview. Our team actually goes and checks the first names, checks the company name, checks the job titles, checks everything before we upload this lead list to anywhere. Because AI has done the bulk that we did a lot of it with clay.com. We use a separate AI to go and start cleaning the list, but it also needs a manual review as well, which is what our team does. And then decision maker verification. Each contact went through multiple verification steps, confirmed the email belonged to the right decision maker and was fully deliverable. If the first contact wasn't valid, we moved to secondary contacts. Like we can only send to certain email addresses they're actually safe to send to. So we run these through a email verification tool, which goes and actually checks that for us. And then if it's not a verified email address, we can't send to it, then we move to the secondary contact. And then if no verified contact found, we use a second tool to find additional decision makers at the same company. And if there's still no valid emails for this company, what we can do then is essentially pull the info at admin at inboxes. So if we can't find the decision maker, the email's not verified for whatever reason, we can't find another decision maker there, someone to actually contact, we'll just hit the info at. We'll re-verify these and then place them into low volume safe send campaigns. The reply rate is a little bit lower, but it protects the inbox health and still brings in leads. Like if we don't have the right decision maker to email, it's still worth sending them an email because we know they're a good fit for solar anyway. So yeah, we'll still email them. And then what we do is this big lead list that we've gone through all these steps, and then we segment it into 12 different campaign types. So we split the leads up by industry based on the grants and finance options available to that sector. So the client we're talking about here has access to a grant that can help manufacturing companies reduce the cost of solar by 50%. And then we also created additional referral partner campaigns for people who aren't a good fit for solar but can refer clients. So for example, electricians, HVAC engineers, builders. I'm an ex-electrician myself. I used to get asked all the time when I'm working in somebody's house, when I'm working in a warehouse or whatever, somebody comes along and says, could you recommend a good solar company, or could you go and fit solar panels for me? And I never had anybody to refer them to. So that's one of the campaigns we really like to run, essentially building a network of referral, people that can refer clients over to our client. So we segmented them into different campaign types. These 12 campaign types we'll do in a separate video, or else we'll be here for a long time. And then we filtered by email provider. We separated the Microsoft inboxes into their own campaigns because they require their own deliverability set. That's another technical thing that we're not going to go into. Basically, Microsoft, if someone's got a Microsoft email, it's hard to land in their primary inbox. A lot of the time, you're going to end up in spam folder, in their spam, unless you go through a load of new, a whole different process, with a whole different ballgame, which we'll also do in a separate video. So version 1 campaigns. We got the version 1 campaigns live within 24 hours. So this whole process that we've talked about here, it takes like a week to do. There's quite a lot that goes into it. But because we've got these pre-warmed email accounts, we launch like version 1 campaigns. So we get a really basic campaign together, really broad targeting, and just get it live. So instead of us waiting the whole 7 days to get all these other campaigns live, that'd be 7 days gone to waste. So what we do is we just start one email campaign and get it blasted out, so leads start coming in straight away. And then 7 days later, once the full list was cleaned, enriched, segmented, and approved, we launched through our refined V2 campaign 7 days later for better targeting, more accuracy, and improved reply rate. And so once all the data was cleaned, enriched, verified, segmented, and launched into its own campaigns, the next step is we need to turn these leads into quote requests, and that's going to be step 3. So next up is going to be step 3, which is launching email campaigns and converting the responses into companies actually saying, I want a quote. So the goal of step 3 is going to be turn on the campaigns and nurture the responses into real-time quote requests from commercial property owners, and then handing these warm leads directly to the client so they can book appointments and close deals. So step 1 is going to be write out the email campaigns. We've got plain text cold email. So our emails that we send out, plain text, emails that sound human, and they look one-to-one. So they sound like they were written for one person. So this isn't like email marketing where we're going to go and send everybody some mass blast. These emails that we send out are going to be personalized. This isn't like a newsletter blast. We keep these emails like 1 to 3 lines max. And then we call out local grants that are available, finance options, and similar companies to them that our clients have already helped. So these things that we mention over here, mentioning grants, mentioning finance options, mentioning companies similar to the company that we're actually emailing, that helps increase response rates. So they're the sort of emails that we like to send. And then we use genuine human personalization. The emails are going to be short, relevant context with no AI generated nonsense, just straightforward and genuine communication. Like if you've ever received an email from us, which you might have done if you're watching this video, the emails are short, straight to the point. And that's how we keep all of our emails, because that's what gets the most response rate. We've sent millions of emails, and the results we've had has been absolutely insane. And the thing that we've learned is if you start sending people AI generated nonsense, people don't like it. People, the responses are going to go down. The positive responses are going to go down. So like I say, everything that we do just looks one-to-one, super simple, straight to the point. And as we mentioned before, we wrote these 12 different email campaigns out, each tailored to a specific vertical, like manufacturing companies, property management companies, construction companies, referral partnerships, etc. So every message hits the right inbox with the right angle. So we're not going to email an electrician that works from his house asking, does he want solar? We're going to email an electrician saying that doesn't install solar, saying, look, if anybody asks you could you recommend a good solar company? Can you send them over to us? And then we'll give you a referral fee. They're the sort of emails that we like to send out. And then what we did is we've launched these 12 different email campaigns, and then we deal with every single response manually. Like, for example, if somebody replies to us and said, look, I'm not the right person at this company, you should go and speak to Sarah. What we then do is CC Sarah into the email and just say, oh, hi, Sarah, we emailed John, he referred us over to you. We've got a grant available that could cover 50% of getting solar installed because you're a manufacturing company in Pennsylvania, for example. And so that's the way we work. Every reply that we get, we've got a different SOP. We've got like a different SOP for. We need to make the most of everything that we get. Every response that we get, we just try and squeeze everything that we can out of it. This is just one little thing that we like to do. And then what we did as well is built one-click responses for common replies. Like all the replies that we get, we could create a custom responses, like one-click response. So we just tag it, and then one click, the reply goes out for the out of office, they're not interested right now, or the wrong contact ones. And then what we did is we followed up with all the interested leads. Like if a lead shows interest but isn't yet ready for a quote, we follow up by asking them qualifying questions like, do you own the building? We send them information if they need it. We call them, we email them, and we follow up with them, and then get it to a point where to make sure that the client only gets qualified leads. So we just want to make sure that the client only gets qualified leads. And then when we do that, we they'll send leads to the client with a warm handoff. So when a lead is ready for a quote, we send all the details directly to the client and CC them into the same email thread for a smooth handoff. This makes it easy for the client to continue the conversation and take over the sales process. So that, like I say, the way that we work is when somebody comes back and says, look, I'd love a quote for solar, here's at this address. What we do is we CC our client into the email thread, so it pops up into our client's inbox and they can reply directly from their email account and just hit reply all, send over a short introduction, and then book an appointment. and then take the sale over from us. Yeah, so the client takes over and closes. The client reaches out directly to the lead, books a site visit, prepares the quote, and finalizes the deal. We ensure the handoff is a warm handoff and the client receives all the necessary information to move forward. And all this is also logged and tracked in the client CRM. So all the warm leads and interested leads are logged, tagged, and tracked inside the client CRM, so we've got full visibility. If the client has trouble reaching someone, they move the lead into a pipeline stage, which is called not got hold of or upscale follow-up. In the CRM, we get an automatic email notification saying, look, this client is struggling to get hold of this person. And then we start emailing that person again. We start calling them to try and re-engage them and see what's gone on. So our whole process leaves no missed opportunities. This is the same process that we follow for all of our clients, but we tailor each process to each client, because every client offers a different thing and every client has a different criteria. So every lead that we get or every response that we get is treated as valuable, because these projects range from anything from like $30,000 to like $800,000, sometimes even more for the big commercial solar farms that we get. So that's step 3 of this whole process. Now what we'll do is move into the next section. So you're probably thinking, like, does this actually work? Josh has just gone on and told me about this whole process end to end, how it works. Like, how do I know that this actually works? So there's going to be a couple of screenshots from this client. Unfortunately, I'm not available next week. Here's where I am. Please be aware, I'm not talking about the roof. The church building has a steep peak that would not allow solar on it. We're looking to get an array in our parking lot. So on Google Maps, this company has a huge parking lot, and they're looking to get solar installed there. Abigail, I'm looking for solar panels on my house in this place. Can you help me with that? I'm thinking to do that in the city. I've already got a 7 kilowatt system, a second home, and they want solar at a different building, basically. Yeah, we've thought about solar, but haven't got all the details. We'd like to speak to you about it. Just literally went into client CRM and just saw what the last 4 leads were that we sent over the last couple of days, and these were the ones that we sent across, and a couple of screenshots from the client, like. Over here, it's in the CRM, $28,700, not negotiated yet. Might be less. Let's see. Had a good call with this motel. Might be a sale. We'll keep you posted ASAP. And then over here, the motel asked for the contract. Smells good. Should hopefully be signing next week. And then another one. Good news before heading to the end of the week. We've got another appointment booked in for Monday. Don't have the unsure of the book value of the project yet. We'll update in the CRM when I've got all the information. So, like I say, this was over 30 days working with us. They priced over $343,000 over a really short period, and we've got a video testimonial filled with this client, which will be posted shortly. So, a lot of solar companies, they tell us, "Oh, we've tried something like this before. I've tried emailing companies before and didn't actually get any responses." The truth is, the reason that something like this hasn't worked for you before, because the system that you were using wasn't set up correctly. You had bad data, you used the wrong process, and didn't do enough volume. Most people don't realize the amount of volume that they need to get good results. So here's what we do differently. We scale our outreach efficiently using the right amount of volume to maximize response rates without overloading each inbox. Like I said before, 7 emails per day per inbox. That's the amount of emails that we send out. And then bad data. Your data was likely garbage. You were probably sending to random business emails or unverified contacts. Definitely not the decision makers you need to target. So here's what we do differently. We only use clean, enriched, and verified data. We target the right people that can make decisions and get things done. Spammy emails. Another issue might have been spammy emails. If your outreach was like a mass marketing blast or an email newsletter blast to a lot of people that don't know you, it's going to get ignored and it's going to end up in spam. So, like I said before, what we do differently, our emails sound human. Short 1 to 3 lines, it's personal, looks really one-to-one, and nothing salesy at all. And then no domain warm-up. You probably sent too many emails too fast with no domain warm-up, and that's how you hit the spam folder and burn your domain. Like so many people that we speak to, they've tried this before and they've ended up messing up the main website because they sent thousands of emails from their main domain. So what do we do differently? We warm up the domains gradually. We building strong sender reputations to avoid spam filters and improve deliverability. And no system for handoff. Even if you did get a reply, there's probably no system in place for you to actually hand that lead over to the right person. So what we do differently, we've built a smooth system for handoff. When a lead shows interest, we CC our client straight into the conversation and hand the lead to them on a silver platter, just ready to book an appointment, ready to close. So why our system works, we specialize in this. It's what we do every single day. We've built a system that works time and time again for various different companies and for ourselves, and we even sell the same system that we use to other agencies. It's a proven process that's been fine-tuned and is refined daily. But we go through our process daily and see what can we improve on, how can we squeeze a little bit more out of this system that we've got, how can we get our clients an extra lead a month. And then as well, our data is cleaned, enriched and verified. Our emails are short, personal and easy to read. Our process is warmed up emails, human sounding follow-ups and smooth handoffs. So takeaways. What we do here is cold calling and door knocking on steroids, but at a fraction of the cost. Cold email isn't dead, it's just about having the right system. If you tried this before and failed, it's not because the strategy didn't work, it's because the process you used wasn't set up right. So if you're a solo company with at least 2 employees and you're looking to win more commercial contracts, we'd love to offer you a 10-day risk-free trial of our services. So here's exactly what you'll get in that 10-day risk-free trial. We'll schedule an onboarding call within 2 hours of you filling out the trial form. We'll scrape your target area for commercial buildings based on the postcode and radius that you provide. We'll build custom lead lists with decision makers at each company. We'll find verified email addresses for each company and the decision makers. We'll ensure that all the email addresses are verified, so it'll land right in the inbox. We'll write 3 different email scripts for your campaigns. We'll create personalized emails mentioning relevant grants and funding to increase response rates. We'll split test different messaging angles to find out what works best in your area. We'll launch and run campaigns, sending emails at optimal times. We'll handle all incoming responses and objections from leads. We'll qualify and turn the actual responses into quote requests, and then we'll keep sending you daily progress reports to keep you updated. We optimize campaigns based on what's working. So the roadmap for this 10-day no risk trial, we'll have an onboarding call on day 1. Day 2 to 4, we'll build out the list, get the campaigns all set up. Day 5 to 9, we'll get the campaigns launched. We'll actually start generating some leads. And on day 10, we'll hop on a call and review the leads that we've managed to generate in this short period. And the guarantee that we've got on this, if we don't deliver the following within 10 days, you'll get a full refund. Like literally, if we do not deliver on this, you are going to get a full refund. That's 3 qualified commercial solar quote requests. So if you say, look, we only want buildings above this size, 10 days after you fill the trial form up, we'll show up with 3 qualified commercial solar quote requests of a building that you specify, of the size of building that you actually specify. And then we'll have 5 companies wanting to refer you to their clients from the referral campaign that we'll run. We'll have 10 companies requesting follow-ups later down the line. So we've only got capacity to run 5 of these trials a month because there is a lot that goes into this whole process. And there's going to be a link in the description of this video. If you click that to book in a call, we can see if you qualify.